And welcome YouTube, this is Cookie Monster of ProForgeRacing, bringing you my second Halo 4 ForgER review, WastedDuckling9. I know Halo 4 has been out for almost 2 months exactly, and I still have only had 2 ForgER reviews released. The DRL tournament videos take a long time to make, so I'm going to be making way less ForgER reviews. I'll still be making them. And Boyd the Milkman actually is not going to be making as many map reviews. He's lost an interest in Halo. So unfortunately, I'm kind of alone here. So it's a lot harder for me to do map reviews, ForgER reviews, reviews for my own maps, and the DRL videos, and host the DRL contest, and do the stuff I do on Halo tracks, and run my channel. So it's a little tough. But anyways, this first map here is a double wide called Baxty, B-A-X-T-Y, and this is Wasted's first double wide ever. It's only his second map ever. The first map he made was this little roller coaster that he made. He was just trying to get used to the Forge. He showed it to me, and he needed a little bit of help, and when I first met him, he was really quiet, and you know, he's kind of shy and stuff, and he wasn't, you know, as talented a forger as he is now. The roller coaster, I mean, it was decent. He thinks it's total crap, but I mean, it had good qualities, but he didn't like it and completely deleted it. So this is the earliest map of his I have. Right there, you could see me wrecking him and beating him on his own map. This second map here is called Valhalla Rock, and this is his... I'm not sure if these maps are all in the exact perfect order that he made them. He kind of made a bunch of maps all around the same time. But this was his Halo 3 style terrain racetrack that he made on Ragnarok, and he kind of named it after Valhalla and Ragnarok, calling it Valhalla Rock. I'm sure everyone got the reference. But it's a cool track. You kind of start in that building right there. I got screwed over because I got pushed out of the building, and I couldn't go back because there's a shield there, so I had to like drop down behind the shield. It was a pain, but it's a good track. He doesn't really like it. He's very critical of his own work, but I think it's a fun track. Terrain tracks, you know, everyone thinks, oh, it's just a bunch of bordering, super easy to make. They're actually not. You have to be able to pick a good route. You have to know what pieces are good for bordering. You have to be able to budget it, and you know, still make it fun, use smooth terrain. There's a lot more to it, and I think he did a good job. That jump there worked pretty well. He has 2 jumps on the map total. The second one is a little bit bigger and works better, and the map is perfectly set up for race, checkpoints set up correctly, and it's just it's a fun map. I still haven't used it in a tournament, but I just might. This one's called Abandoned Raceway. I think he made it with either his friend. I think he made it with one of his friends. I didn't get their gamer tag, but this is a hybrid racetrack, and you haven't seen, or at least I haven't seen, very many hybrid racetracks yet on Halo 4. I apologize if I sound very nasally. I have been sick for the past 4 or 5 days, and I haven't been able to record any audio, so I'm going to bang out a bunch today, including the 4th and 5th DRL tournament videos. But this is a fun hybrid map. It's a mix of double wide and terrain. That's what a hybrid is. And this is it's a good map. They use good terrain. The sky portions are smooth. I think they have 1 or 2 jumps at least, and it's a pretty good track the way they because there's parts like this where it's not like sky track. They just kind of have like double wide pieces, but they're kind of like flat on the ground. They're used to smoothen out the terrain without bringing it back up to the sky, which I thought was really good. There's actually not a ton of sky on this map. It's mostly terrain, I feel, but which I like. It was a good map though. This one's called Interception, and overall this is a good track. There's just a few things I don't like about it. There's no scenery, and it does use a teleporter, which I don't like. And the turns are gapped a little bit. A lot of people, they use magnets to make double wide turns. I would not recommend this, because you can literally make a double wide turn with magnets in about like 30 seconds, because it takes like no time, because it lines up everything for you and all you have to do is turn it. But then there's gaps in the turns, and the pieces aren't actually touching in the corners, and I don't think it looks as good. Granted, besides all that, this is still a good track. It's still very smooth. He still did a good job making it. I just would have liked to see a little bit more to it, like aesthetics or something, because there really aren't any. But it's still a very fast-paced track, which is good. The teleporter, even if you're, he set up the teleporter so it works, you know. Both sender and receiver node are facing in the same direction, because, you know, if you have a sender node facing north and the receiver's east, you'll come out, you know, facing way to the left, and you have to readjust. Teleporters only work for host if they're messed up, but he set it up correctly, and sometimes even in Reach, if teleporters were set up perfectly with a whole big lobby, they could still mess up. Sometimes you wouldn't go through at first, and then you'd come out a second later, like flipping. But in Halo 4, there aren't really many teleporter errors that I've found, and I love that split section at the beginning. It goes like up on the right and down on the left. I've seen that before, but Jeff had a map. It was one of the first, I think it was the first racetrack in Halo Reach that I saw anyways. This one's called NASCAR BT, and it's played with the Battle Tracks game type, which was originally created at the beginning of 2008 by Xdream76X. Dream came back with a few other people and remade it in Halo Reach, and I think he remade it solely in Halo 4. So Battle Tracks is still live. It doesn't work quite as well because we don't have any sort of race or VIP variant, but it still works somewhat. We don't even have Rocket Race, which is awful, because that's really actually what it's a variant of, I believe. But right there you can see us kind of owning. But this is a really fun map. It's simple. He initially had it so there was walls up around the whole thing, but I suggested that he takes the walls off so the people on the front stretch and the people on the back stretch can see each other. Otherwise, you would only be able to see people who are in front or behind you, but that way you can see people on the sides. This map is called Tornado. It is played with a Tornado game type that is in his file share that he made, and this is a really, really cool mini game. I know we've seen stuff just like this in Halo Reach and maybe even Halo 3. I don't know. I haven't seen a tornado per se. I've seen a bunch of Warthog crashing maps, but I never saw a tornado. But I guess there was one. But this is literally every single piece on this map is lined up to perfection. This is such a cool map. It's a King of the Hill game type. And you all just drive around in a big circle on this tornado, try and push each other down the hole in the middle of it. And the spawn area, there's a 10-second kill barrier, so no one, you know, just camps at the spawn. But you try and push each other down the little hole at the bottom, and the last person alive gets 1 point, you know, as most of these, the game type for most of these demo maps kind of work that way. These Warthog pushing maps, whatever you want to call them. Most of these maps work that way, where it's King of the Hill, and the last person alive gets 1 point, and then the round is over, and you play multiple rounds. Some of these where when you die, you spawn in a box like above the map or something like that. This one, when you die, you are out of lives, so you don't spawn in a box where you can't kill anyone with like a plasma pistol, but that doesn't really do anything for you anyways. But this is a really, really well-designed map. Like, I know it's fairly a simple design, but I mean, it can't be easy to make pieces go perfectly around in a circle like that, especially on multiple levels with different pieces. He did a very, very good job setting this one up. It's really fun. It's intense. I would definitely recommend big lobbies when you play this, because it's kind of, I mean, it can work with like even 2 people. It can still be fun. It's just easier to line up with someone when you're on higher levels, because you do the whole circle in like, you know, a second and a half. And so it's hard to perfectly line up with someone. It's hard to perfect it. But right there you can see I finally get wrecked, and I go down the hole, and I get blown up. But please go to WastedDuckling9's file share. Either send him a message or search his name in the file browser. Download all his maps. They're great. Thank you guys very much for watching.